Father told me that in reality, you must be free. If somebody got the bomb on New York City right now, listen to this. What are we going to do? I think I fell off my chain. Peace to Allah and justice. They're going to straighten everything out. Here's how I know.
Peace. This is Rashid Allah. We're for National Archives of the Nation of Gods and Earths. We're here with the great God, Allah Care, who had a lot of history of building, laying down mathematics in the town of Newburgh, otherwise known as Newburgh. Peace, Allah.
I first announced with God and the equality power. I knew who Yaku was, God. You know what I'm saying? I got the mathematics like a God equality, right? When the gods came here.
76.
Yeah, in 76. I got knowledge. Well, I had knowledge, but I got the mathematics, right? And God equality. So when that's when the gods started like coming to Now Born. I'm originally from Now Born, right here. You know what I'm saying? So what happened is that we didn't have a school here, God. We was building on the street, in the hallways, in the doorways. We were meeting in certain locations, right? Here on Sabre Square, that's South Street.
Right over
we was
here.
meeting on certain locations, and we was quoting and teaching and building every day, God. You know, back then, guys, everything just came together. So what you talking about the glorious thing? The glorious thing is that to see how the nation just came together. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was building here, I was the only God here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want firstborn, like I wanted the firstborn, right? But at the same time, God, the gods just came. They came when we started building a nation here. Gods came everywhere. You know, so the manifestation kept growing and developing and growing and developing. So we ended up in school. So me and God, I picked out the school location. Another God went and talked to the person who owned the school, owned the property. We got the school, and then the nation just grew. Just grew at that process, God. We have mathematics always been.
What are the activities when you had the school when the gods brought it in? What are the activities that happened here and the gods had manifested in the community here?
Well, we was doing a lot of just teaching babies, God. We was doing bus rides down to the rallies. We was doing things like that. We was doing things like this. We was having rallies. We was having family days. We was having community affairs. We was involved with the community. At that time, there was a lot of tension in the community. With kids was going to school, children that was going to school that was being treated a certain kind of way because of influence at that time by I would say the government. You know what I'm saying? I was working with the city of Newburgh. I was youth bureau back then. I was the adolescent advisor. I was a coordinated program, right? And at that time, I was able to see, right, how filthy it was in all their affairs. So what was happening then is that they was in the destroy mode.
In the school system.
In the school system. They were sending infiltrators into the school, creating riots and things like that, saying they was like 16, 17 years old, but actually they was grown people, right? So I knew about that. So I started like building on that level. So what happened eventually, I had lost my job. They fired me because I was teaching Islam.
And you was a little bit too active, so they thought
I was revealing, God. Right. You know, God is a revealer, not a concealer. So I was revealing. You know what I mean? And that's just how it was. You know what I mean? That's how it's always, and that's how it continues to be. So we continue to build here, and we continue to build here, but it was always, opposition is a force. So you know what I mean? So they began to come in certain other types of opposition, and it had influence upon the families that we had started like up with. You know what whatever measure they had, which at that time was in the form of Christianity and other religions. So, you know, we okay that. But, you know, you talk about the days where we had to like struggle and deal with building cycles to destroy cycles. Those were actual facts. All that was meant to happen here. Now, going because the sign's so high. Now, going manifested this as the signs of, right, this is where the mothership is at. You know, the mothership is where we dropped the bombs, God. You know what I'm saying? Where the bombs
of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to the people's mind.
Yeah, this is where the mothership is. You know what I mean? Ain't no fallacy in that, God, because we from deep space, God. You know, we the best known as seen, unseen things. So that means that even things that are unseen will continue to be manifested. Even right now, as this building is being done, right? This is where now born means this is where the future's gonna be born at. Right here, right here in this location. You know what I'm saying? This is where the future's gonna be born at. So it's all good, God. Like, you know what I mean? Everything's peach, man. I love it all.
So here you have it. This is the great God of our care here and now born. The future God, we thank you for your service here. Things of that nature, God, the mathematics world burn on people's minds. The God allow you happiness, and the God yourself knowledge born is going to make sure. Be God of everything, God. You know what I'm saying? Spread mathematics, Medina. I'll be in Medina tomorrow. I'm everything, God.
I know that, God. I understand your cipher. Your cipher is like cipher rule. My God, I now love, right? Original, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's all peace, God. You know what I'm saying? Right here, right, you know, now going, this is my foundation. So what I'm saying is that, yeah, like even the energy, like you feel the wind blow, like the energy it's going to manifest itself. As I manifest, it's going to take place for me right here now. You know what I'm saying? Like even the light now born in Power King, that was like put into place with we at that time we was calling it Holy Valley. Yeah, it was in the form of a triangle. We was calling it the Holy Valley, y'all. Like, you know, like in the last days of times, like a lot of the nations gonna come here and manifest itself, just like it did back then when the attraction was what it was. How the gods and earths came from all over, right, to establish nation here because it's gonna be that day and time. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good.
I got a question, God. When did the God Prince Allah come to happen?
Firstborn?
Yes, God.
Firstborn came. Him and my old earth was close, man. Firstborn came back in the God, like God built, God born. He was coming and going, but he came and he stayed back in the Bill cycles. In the Bill cycles. Yeah.
The 80s.
Yeah. Like the gods that first came, God, they like Robert Lee and them, they was already here, because they was from the light. But the gods that first came before we had school and stuff, but like the God in Mecca, C-Allah came here first. That's who I got now. C-Allah.
That's what I was about to ask you. Okay.
Yeah, C-Allah. Yeah, at that time his name was Sahabi, right?
Peace.
Yeah, Sahabi. And the guy named Radu. And my physical, his name was Kambu, right? At that time, we was manifesting mathematics in the form of sound traveling, right? We call it music, right? Or we was singing, and we was doing things like that. We was writing original music, and we was in the studio. We was doing we was sitting up right here in this park. We put on a lot of programs and stuff like that back then.
What were the programs again, God?
It was musical programs for the babies and for the community. We was like doing certain things like having food, you know, just bringing people together. You know what I'm saying? You know, you look for the law, right? You have to see the people. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the manifestation, right? Because mathematics is everything, man. Look, everything.
Doing our history every day.
Everything is mathematics, God. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you see in the cipher, you'll see it. Because in the cipher, there's many ciphers, God. And what always have been, always will.
My next question, God, what was they calling this park at the time when y'all was in the cipher?
They was calling it Liberty Street.
Liberty Street Park.
Yeah, it was Liberty Street Park. You know what I'm saying? It's a great history here now, God. You know what I'm saying? In the struggle, right? You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, we're not anti-white nor pro-black, but back then, God, we had to go for something like to live and exist here. You know what I'm saying? We had like, you know, yeah, it was on. You know what I'm saying? We came from down by the river, but we took this far. Like we took Jerusalem from the devil. We took this part right here, God. And then they went further up. We started taking more. There was nothing. There were no original people living here. We all lived down by the river back then, God. You know what I'm saying? God, I'm 85 years old, right? God,
67.
Yeah.
God Law Kid, 67 years
You know
old.
what I'm saying?
I know in each city we take the name of the city, mathematics. Did you establish a name for this park? Took the mathematics.
We established a name for the park now.
For the park.
No, it was Liberty.
Okay.
That was enough. That's Liberty Street.
That's space.
You know what I'm saying? On that street over there was Chambers. So we knew about your Chambers too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so we were all riding direction. You know what I'm saying? So we knew what the Chambers was about too. You know what I'm saying? That street right there was Grand. You know what I mean? Grand was like Mecca, right? You know, Mecca. Like Mecca was big, like the universe, you know what I'm saying? So all this right here was right exactly. You know,
God, about the community center, would you let us know that building right there, a significant part? What used to happen in this building? Right over there, Queen.
it did a lot of community. There was a lot of community affairs going on.
Okay.
A lot of community affairs. Most of it was funny. You know what I'm saying? But it was a lot of community affairs where people, they had all kind of programs. They had the first, you know what he's talking about was back in the God ciphers, early God ciphers. Where they had cheese trucks. They used to park the cheese trucks right there.
Yeah, I heard that somebody manifest that.
People used to line up, come get cheese. They used to give out food and all that stuff right here. It happened right here, God. Great history. Yeah.
Where did the gods play a part in the history of that building?
We used to go in there, God. We used to go in there. Me and the guy named Last Son returned to the essence.
Yes.
Right? We used to go in there and sit down and establish community things, talk about strategic and tactical stuff that could help the community develop. Right? Of course, you know what I'm saying, because we know who the 10% is. They could go but so far. You know what I'm saying? So eventually they yoked up. You know what I'm saying? They yoked up. They couldn't complete their job, but so they had to fund it. So we had to return back to the streets and just continue to build. You know what I mean? And that's the science here. That's the whole science, y'all. This is how economics, right? But we can do a lot of things through the manifestation, but where's the economics going to come to fulfill what we got to do? You know what I'm saying? Because we got to prepare for that which is to come. You know what I'm saying? So then we got food programs, we got all that stuff that we talk about, things like that, which is very important. You know what I'm saying? All those things right there is important for the growth and development of the nation. You know what I mean? One thing about now on, you look around, you will see over there. Check it out. Back in the power cycle right here, there was an international Air Force base called Stewart Field, right?
Yes.
Where brothers came from all over the world, right? All of them came here and made babies. This is an international thing here, right? From all over the world, the people who connected all over the world through like, check it out. Tells us how the devil's made, right? Understand that cycle, right? Through here now born tells us how the original people manifested themselves here. There was blood mixed with all people from all over the world. Man, I got a brother, his father's from Thailand. Huh? It's great science. You know what I'm saying?
The nation got an eye on now born like it did in the 60s.
Yeah, the guy should say this is the land of milk and honey.
We're going to carry it on too.
We're going to make sure that the milk and the honey is spread out to the baby. I learned this from you, dog.
So here you have it, exclusive interview. Great gods are here at Manifesting Family Day, drawing up the people with a beautiful example of righteousness, togetherness, and one mind. So to be continued, the mathematics going on.
Peace.
My name is Rashim Allah, the National Archives of the Nation of Gods and Earth. Once again, it is all about our history and the mastery of the mathematics that we moved on with, so that we'll truly see where our future is going to go. This exclusive interview is from the great God Lord Malik Complete Allah of Beacon, New York, otherwise known as the Great Light. Peace, God.
Peace, Almighty.
Yes, yes. Now, God, what year did you have the knowledge yourself, right, God?
To my recall, God, knowledge coach. It was knowledge born, God coaching in the fall of that year, around about August or September, God. That's when I came into knowledge itself.
What year and place and when so they can understand?
1974.
Okay. What is the history of the early stages of the light? Maybe firstborns that you remember, God?
Yeah, I remember firstborn Shamel. Firstborn Shamel, he gave the knowledge itself to my physical brother, Bishmi Allah, my cousin Raheem, and another family member, Sirius Allah. Then I came along, and a brother named Rakeem. I was the youngest of the first 9, and we all were family, and family was nation, God. So it was real tight-knit group.
Yes, sir.
Or association. I don't want to use the word group. It was a tight association.
Okay, now when you first came into knowledge yourself, God, I'm sure it was a very great thing because the supreme knowledge itself and the gods and earths had discipline. They brought life and whatnot in the communities in the early 70s.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I come from a community where black folk had just really begun to come into money and different things. So it was basically like a caste system where you had the 400s and the 500s. And when knowledge itself came, it made a lot of youth see each other as equals and not take the attitude of older people who I would really identify with as blind, deaf, and dumb. So it really brought the community together as far as the youth, the grassroots, as you would say. Because myself, I was 15 years old, now I was 5 years old. And like the other guys, they was in college and in high school, they was like 16, 17, on up to maybe like their 20s. Like 21 might have been the oldest. And I was like 15 myself when I first got knowledge of self.
So what are the sciences that you absorbed from that infusion of mathematics that was coming from gods and earths in the early 70s? What is the sciences that you absorbed that helped you to be a greater God?
Knowledge itself. I was always a person who was inspired naturally as a people person. Unity was a big thing, and I didn't even know that it was as unity, but I always wanted people to get along. I had a natural desire for people to get along and enjoy each other's company, which in those days we call having fun. That makes sense, God?
Yes, God.
Okay,
yes, God.
So I was like a person who always wanted to have fun and be free. So we had knowledge itself. It gave me the knowledge and wisdom to put into the atmosphere where people would tend to be more equal and more settled in themselves instead of trying to identify with things other than themselves. People wanted to be who they really were and not really follow propaganda and different things of that nature.
Yes, sir. Yes, God. Yes, God. Yes, God. Okay, now, the science of the light.
Peace, sister. Bless you. Thank you for pulling over, too. God bless you. Peace. Bill.
So the science of living mathematics and the light, what are the future sciences? Do you remember law? How many law schools you had?
We had understanding. We had three schools. All 3 of them was on Main Street in Beacon, New York.
You can see, I'm here with the great God, Lord Malik, Complete Allah, giving us the history of Beacon, along with other histories of great gods and earths who have sacrificed to produce mathematics, which is solutions to the people in their community. That's what all of this is about. May we learn, and may we understand that the mathematics was born on and on. Peace and love.
Peace.
I think I'll start off by saying peace to Allah and justice. They're going to straighten everything out. Here's how I know. All DJs, all MCs, this is just for you. Listen to us, sing it. Each and every day, each and every way, I'm going to show and prove, teach you the righteous way. The knowledge is foundation, the wisdom is the way to understand. way. The culture is I got the power in the truth. Equality only shows you that you have planted. God can teach us on the righteous way. How to build people on this glorious day. The knowledge of the science is doing nice new. To let you know that the girls are right about you.
Peace world. Peace world. Peace world. Business City by the mastermind is just a lot of superstar. And the dog itself mixtape. And the world's favorite supreme team. Big shout out to the guards in Toronto, Canada. Cypher, Jinx, and to all the guards I nurse out there, wherever you may be. You see, we gotta teach these babies who the true and living God is. You see, we gotta teach these babies who the true and living God is. Yeah. City Vines, Jenny John's World Favorite Supreme Team, Born King, I King. Come on. Now the self-mixtape.
The break is done. We're on a world tour with Mr. Malcolm McLean. We're going each and every place, including Spain, Asia, Africa, Tokyo, Mexico. He went to the places where the people told him not to do everything is lovely, man.
Hey, you know, everybody's talking about the good old days, right? Everybody, the good old days. Well, let's talk about the good old days.
And once again, we back with the world famous G.O.D. show, 754 on the dial. We got three-way caller, Born King Emilar.
Are we on the air?
That's right, and Jamel Shabazz.
Are we on the air?
Hey, yo, y'all brothers there?
Are we on the air?
Indeed.
Jamel, you was telling me about the early 80s and everything like that. Just get your insight on some of the stuff that, the guards used to do.
That's definitely, brother. I'm truly honored to be in a position to share the knowledge with you, brother, because it's such an important part of my life. And for me, it goes back to 1975, the God's Power year, that I first became acquainted with the gods and the earth. And what was so beautiful about them, from my observation, was the dignity that they possess. They carry themselves. They walk with a swagger that represents strength and power. And it was just something unique about the gods. Of course, back in that day and time, it was really about mind protecting mind. You didn't have to wear universal flag. It's the way that you carried yourself. Brothers had a glow, about them. It's like this energy was being radiated, from their faces. That was incredible. I remember sisters would come to school dressed one way, or they would meet up at like one of the Burger Kings or White Castles, and they would change from their regular clothing and put on the 3/4.
That's so peace.
Transformation and how beautiful these sisters look. And back in those days, you wore your skirt down to your ankles. Your head was, it wasn't like you was mixed, like you had the long skirt and your head was your hair was revealing. They wore it from top to bottom, and they looked so beautiful. The brothers spoke with authority. They were articulate, in their conversation, and it was just so beautiful. And I instantly gravitated towards it, also seeing that strength, because we didn't have a lot at that time. Brothers were reading the dictionary, so we had a fascination with words. We had a fascination with dropping science. So when brothers got on the microphone and hip hop started to develop, of course, the gods took center stage. To me, from my perspective, when it came down to those that lacked knowledge, when they got on the mic, they would manifest in that fashion. But when the gods got on the mic, they talked about unity, they talked about togetherness, they talked about wearing the crown and walking with dignity, and they took it to the next level. And, I vividly remember one of the best to me was the god by the name of Blast out of East Flatbush, that he got on that mic, everybody just gravitate towards his cipher, and I think through his ability to drop signs on the mic, it caused people to want to get down on themselves. They said, I want to be like that, bro. I want to drop signs like him. He came down to Bless. I think that Bless was one of the most dynamic MCs of all time. That missed his calling. It's so tragic that, the opportunity wasn't truly afforded to him at that time, because I really feel that his name would have been resonating in his early days. dropped the sign. You know, and that's what it's about. It wasn't mixed or diluted with it. It was 100% lesson. And it was just, nobody did it as good as Bless. You know, I think that the person that comes closest would be Rakim, but Bless is truly an amazing young, talented brother back then.
Indeed. Well, God, I just want to thank you for reminiscing with me on the, you know what I mean, back in the days, you know, with the gods. You know, any last words?
Well, what's most important is that we must never forget our lessons, and we have a duty and responsibility to teach civilization, and we must never forget that. And the time is more critical than it's ever been. We have to learn to love each other and go out there and save the day.
Indeed. Indeed, God. And with that, you know, I'm going to say peace.